Good morning friends. Now in today's video I am going to show you how to create a model so that it can perform two operations. One is it will create a buffer of this Chilkul polygon shapefile, and second is it will clip that buffer with this line shapefile. So I want this clipped feature, this line. So how to carry out this operation? So for that I have to build a model. For that we have to go to processing, go to model builder or model designer. Here in model designer there is model properties. Here I have to fill as buffer clip final model. So this is my name, buffer clip final model. Again go to inputs. So here is my input. So what you have to do is you have to choose what is your input of the buffer file. So to create a buffer you need an input. So this is my vector layer. So vector layer is my input. So this is my vector. So what should be the description? It is buffer input file. So this is my description. Geometry types you have to choose any geometry, line, point or polygon. So here is my geometry type. So this will become my input file for buffer. Again I have to choose a distance in this input. So I want distance as a variable, or I want distance to be entered whenever tools run. So here is my distance. Again drop and drag it on this canvas. So description is distance for buffer. Okay, so this is my distance. Now go to this algorithm. Which algorithm I want to work? Buffer. So here is my buffer. So this is the algorithm buffer. So just drag and drop it to model canvas. Buffer, this is my description buffer only. Input layer is my buffer input. This is my buffer input file which becomes my input for the buffer. In distance I have to make it as a variable. So what I have to do is again click on this small button and choose it as a model input. So this will become my variable. Now again go to this buffered. Now write output buffered file. So this is my buffered file. Again go to this small button and make it as a model output. So it is already a model output, so no issue. Okay, see it is showing this mapping, like distance is coming from here, buffer input is coming from this. So input layer is fetching buffer input from buffer input file, and the distance is fetching from distance from buffer. Here this is my temporary output buffered. It is going to write as buffer output buffer file. Now in this model I have to again add one more algorithm, that is clip algorithm. So for clip again we need a file which will overlay on this buffered temporary file. So for that again we have to go to input, go to vector layer, just drag and drop it here and just write it as feature to be clipped. Feature to be clipped. This is a file. Geometry type is point, line, polygon or any other geometry. Okay. Now again what I have to choose is go to algorithm, choose clip. Here is my clip vector overlay. This is my clip. So here it is asking me description. So clip with buffer. Clip with buffer. Now this is my description, and input layer is what? Input layer is my buffer input layer. This buffer input layer is, this is my buffer input layer. So I don't want this to be my layer, because it is used for creating buffer. I want buffered layer. I don't want this layer to be used. I want the output of this buffer to be used. So here I have to choose what? Again go to this setting. What I have to choose is algorithm output. So here my algorithm output is this buffered. So the output of this buffer will go to clip. Again overlay layer is my buffer. My overlay layer should be feature to be clipped. This is my overlay layer, feature to be clipped file. So this is my overlay layer. Again I want to save it to output of buffer clipped. So this is my output file, and this will become my model output. Okay, so here is my tool. So this will work. So what it is doing, so if you just validate and you run it, what it is showing, it is asking you buffer input file, distance, feature to be clipped, output feature file. If you run it, you will get your file. Now what I have to do is, here I am getting two files. This is my output buffer. This is just my buffered file, and this is my buffered clip file. So I am getting two outputs. These two green is my outputs. Now what I have to do is, you have to save it. So save the model as, save model as buffer clip final model. So I am making it buffer clip final model 100. Suppose my name is 100. Okay, save it. So I have saved the model. Now if you want, you can run it like this. You have to